Hello, this is Mr. Conductor Fan 1406, here with another review. But before I get into detail on the review, I want to go over a few updates. For one, if you didn't already see my Flying Scotsman review, then let me just say that I got a new desk a few weeks ago, and so this is where I'm going to be doing all of my reviews from this point on. But if you look at my desk now, you may notice a few differences than the one that you saw in the Scotsman review. Besides just relocating a few VHSs, you can see there's differences, but also I added this nice sort of centerpiece here. It has Mr. Conductor here, or Mr. Conductor Fan here, and here, and I have Wooden Railway pamphlet and a Take and Play pamphlet here, and also all along the top of the VHSs there are character cards from Wooden Railway, and these are also Take Along, and there's one Ertl, George, from here. I think it's around 96. Now, on to the review. Say hello to Ned the Steam Shovel. This model of Ned is, I think it's a 2006 Take and Play model, Take Along model. And, the difference between Take Along and Take and Play, if you don't know already, in 2009 they renamed it Take and Play from Take Along. So that's just the difference. But this is a Take Along of Ned. Ned is a really large steam shovel who works for the pack, or works for Miss Jenny. He's in the pack, and he just does odd jobs wherever the pack is. He has this really sort of a low voice like this, and he's not exactly one of the brightest people, so he has, stereotypical kind of doofus voice. But he's not a doofus. He's a really, he's good-hearted, but he's kind of a knucklehead. Aside from his personalities, this version of Ned is very nice. The only other Ned model that I can think of is a Trackmaster. I think there was a Trackmaster. But aside from that, he's not the most common of characters. Also, you may have noticed, when I got him, I put up his character card. So the Take and Play, Take Along character card is right here. And, this is something else that I've noticed. If you saw, Thomas Wooden Railway's, discussion on his Wooden Elizabeth, you'll know that his character card was very unusual, and it had 10 different languages. That is something that happened on my Ned character card too. I don't know what it was, but it had 10 different languages, including English, but none of the other take-along character cards I saw ever had that, which is kind of weird. The only downside that I can see of this model isn't really the model's fault, but the fact that it's a take-along means that it will be slightly smaller, but I wish that this model was bigger, because in the television show, Ned is a really big steam shovel. He's bigger than Oliver, and I don't mean the Great Western Tank Engine, I mean the excavator. He's bigger than Oliver. He's huge. And I always imagined when I was younger that Ned would be, if Wooden Railway ever came up with Ned would be, the size of the VHS back there. Except slanted this way. But, here he is, kind of small. And although he may look nice to some other, Take Along or Ertl, next to a Wooden Railway model, he just looks really small. I don't know. In the TV show, he would have been, twice this size, but not here. My overall rating of this would be, pretty good, like I said, the one flaw. But aside from the one flaw, it's a really nice model. And if you're a take-along collector, take and play, whatever, this is definitely one of the more rare ones. It's probably up there with, like, take-along Mike and, maybe D199. But this character is very rare and very hard to find. I actually got him for a very decent price with his character card a few months ago for about $10. It was a UK seller, so I think it was about $10, but I'm not sure about United Kingdom money, so. But still, it's a nice model, and he's not the most important of characters, as he only appeared in, like, 4 or 5-ish episodes. But aside from that, if you have him, that's a good thing. But if you don't, you don't need to rush out to eBay to get him immediately. And, of course, compared to the Trackmaster model, I think this is the better of the two. Although, of course, that one gets the sizes right. However, this is still a very nice model, and I guess I would recommend it. So, in conclusion, nice model, not essential. He also has this little scooper, because he's a steam shovel. And, that's about it. The detailing is nice. The wheels I especially like. He has his name, all that good stuff. So, yeah, he's a nice model. And, yeah, this is Mr. Connector Fan 1406 signing out. See you in my next video. Bye.